Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadi allazina istafa amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. My honorable elder and younger, my dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today is our topic, reform is the spirit of Islam. In this regard, part first will be described now. Reform means giving order to things as opposed to disorder or creation of chaos. Seeking reform is the very spirit of Islam. A Muslim is a reformist by virtue of being a Muslim. It is encouraging to find in our age positive as well as propitious sensitivity towards social reformation developing in the Muslim people. There are, however, several instances of persons having rendered the greatest service through their personal piety and exemplary life, but without having involved themselves in social activities. Therefore, the pious like the reformers are equally valuable to society. Islamic reformative movement have been partly social and partly socio-intellectual. The movement initiated by the Ghazali was purely intellectual, to whom Islamic sciences and Islamic thought appeared to have suffered damage. So he therefore undertook the task of the compilation of his treatise entitled Revival of Religious Sciences. The famous Aja, the movement of Ikhwan Safa, was intellectual as well as social in its nature. Undoubtedly, the prisoner of chain of reforms movement during the last 100 years is Sayyid Jamaluddin Afghani. It was he who awakened the Islamic states to the need of reform, made an objective appraisal of the social ills of the Muslim, and indicated to them the path of reforms and remedy to those ills. Next to Sayyid Jamal, the person who demand our attention as a reformer, especially in Arab society, is the student and follower of the Sayyid, namely Sheikh Muhammad Abdu. Abdu views on the prevailing ills in Islamic countries were identical with those of his master. But one thing which distinguishes Abdu from his master was his attention to the confusion in the religious thought of the Muslim created by coming into contact with the Western civilization and the demand of the modern world of Islam. Outside the Arab world, there did appear a few reformers, of whom some could be considered as champion. The great poet and philosopher Allama Iqbal of Pakistan is to be considered a champion of reforms in the Islamic world. His reform ideas transcended his native land. Dr. Muhammad Iqbal has described Syed Jamaluddin Afghani in these words: why all this much power and influence? What agent was so effective that the cry of this one man reached the innermost depth of the hearts of Muslims in the most distant lands? Was it beside this that the Muslim nation recognized this as a familiar voice? What they felt was that this voice rose from the depth of the spirit of Islamic culture and reminded of this their own history, full of glory, life and struggle. This voice was an echo of the same cry and sounded in the cave of Hira in Makkah, in Medina, in Chad, in Qassia, in Jerusalem, in the Strait of Gibraltar, in the Crusades. The same life-giving cry which resounds in the Shabiar's Muslim air, the invitation to jihad, honor and power. My dear brother and sister, in this regard, part 2 will be described on the other day. Wa khudawana, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.